This is me, this is the track, and this is me getting punted into left field in race one. Welcome to Sebring International Raceway. As you guys saw, we did not have the best first race. We got punted on lap 2, I believe, and it was just not very good. We lost a whole bunch. Starting out this race, we had a horrendous start, but we're going to have a little battle here between Sam Hopkins and Sam Dixon. Sam Hopkins is part of the PSR Blue team that I am now a part of, so we didn't want to get too crazy with him. He's going to cut to the inside here, and I hit my brakes a little hard to try and avoid him, get bumped in the back. You can't really tell, but it did give me a 4X for some reason, and I don't know why. They didn't do any damage to my car whatsoever. But so we're gonna have somebody to our outside here. So we're just gonna kind of keep it on the inside, try to avoid the wreck that is bound to happen coming into the hairpin on lap 1. And as you'll see here, we do a pretty successful job. I see a bunch of smoke coming up, so I just I slow down. Everybody actually does a very good job of slowing down to try to avoid everybody that's in there. We're gonna get a POV from Sam here. It does look like it's a little bit of iRacing glue as it sucks the car in there. It sends him into the wall, and it takes out what is another PSR member, but he is part of the PSR Red team. That'll be William. And that is very unfortunate for everybody that was involved in the front there, as they were running probably half a second to almost a second faster than us. So Sam did go ahead and apologize to everybody in that, so that's a little unfortunate for everybody up in the front, but we managed to miss the wreck. So we are now sitting in P number 5. As you'll see here, we're gonna try and hold this corner as fast as we can. We've noticed all throughout this week that there's a lot of people struggling with that corner. So as long as you get a decent run coming out of it, you will be set up coming into the, what is this called? Sunset Corner, I believe. Sunset Corner, I should know this as I am from the United States, but coming through Sunset right now, we are going to make sure that we are being a little careful with our tires, because cold tires coming around Sunset is the recipe for disaster. It can kill you very, very fast, as you'll see here. Marcos, right behind us there, got a little loose coming into that corner, and it sent him into the wall, which is unfortunate for him. But when you are racing on the Porsche Cup, you need to always remember that those tires are terrible at the start. You need to be very careful. Drive the car good, be as fast as you can be, but don't overdrive the car, especially on Sebring. If you overdrive this car, your times will go from a 202 up to a 205 very fast. As you see here, this guy blinked out in front of us, and for like the next, I would say 3/4 of a lap, I didn't have anybody on my screen for some reason. But this is going on behind us after we come through the hairpin, a little bit of a wrecking situation. But as we come through Sunset Corner on lap number 2, everybody reappears, and I'm back in P5. So I don't understand quite what happened, but there was nobody on my screens for at least 3/4 of a lap. Taylor here is going to come around Sunset Corner once again. Got to be very careful on lap 2 going around Sunset, wrecks into the wall. I'm coming on the inside of Daniel's car here, or I believe it's actually Luke Page. I sent a move down the inside, which proved to be the smart decision, as this guy was quite a bit slower than us. He is also the one that gave us another 4X, I believe, on this lap. But once again, everybody disappeared, and it was just me. Coming into lap number 3, we get around the corner. Nigel comes through and definitely sends it into the wall. It's a little unfortunate for him. But as we come across on lap number 11, we are going to be a little nervous because Taylor, as if you remember, he wrecked into the wall. We're hoping that he's going to let us by, because we are running in P4 right now. For the last 8 laps or so is just pretty much putting in your best laps. Everybody's putting in low 203s. So as we come around, Taylor is going to let me by without hesitation. I will go ahead and thank him like you should. And then we have nothing to worry about. So it was nice that he decided to let us by, because I mean, technically he can race us. So it's just a nice gesture. As we come around into Sunset for the last corner here, we are going to make sure that we just drive it carefully. We aren't doing anything crazy. We're just going to make sure we hold P4, because we needed this after the last race. We need a safety rating and I rating. And unfortunately, as you'll see at the end here, we don't get any safety rating, but we gain a heck of a lot of I rating. So a little bit uneventful of a race, but at the beginning there was that big wreck, and we managed to get through it, which got us to the P4. So looking at the race results here, we did lose 0.06 safety rating. And from the first race that you guys saw at the beginning where I got punted off the track, I lost 0.56 or 0.53, I can't remember what it was, with 4 incident points. So it penalized me an incredible amount for not coming back onto the track. We did end up gaining 80 I rating, which is absolutely perfect. We started P5, it says. I don't think that's right. Yeah, no, it is right, because, you know, I got my excellent start there. Started P5, finished P4, managed to miss most of the wrecks. With my incident points at the beginning, as I tell you, I did get bumped around a little bit, and it did give me it gave me 2 4Xs right off the rip. So wasn't too happy about it, but it is what it is. We gained safety rating or I rating, and that's all that really matters. Coming into race number 2, we got quite the racy race coming up. We are starting at P14 or P15. I'm not sure. The relative does some goofy shit. We get a better jump off the line this time. We do not sit there and spin our tires or burn up the clutch or do anything crazy, you know, like we did last race. Right now, we're just going to sit back here and we're just going to kind of coast through, because we all know how Sebring can get. It can be crazy into turn 1. It can be crazy into this fast left-hander, if you want to call this turn 2. I don't know. I have my cheat sheet up. And it can get crazy through these S's. So just sitting back, letting people do their thing. I know there's positions to be gained because my qualifying lap was nothing special. I think I ran like a 203.8, something close to that. I'm roughly a second faster than that. High 202, low 203. So coming into this hairpin here, I'm just taking things carefully, because seeing as I didn't qualify good, I knew some of these people's qualifying times up ahead of me would be relative to being slower than what my actual times are. I'm going to try and send it on the inside of Gabriel here. He does not allow it, so I'm going to go around the outside here. He did a good job defending, gave me room on the outside, as well as not playing me too tight on the outside, because that can be very crucial in whether you're going to get a pass done or if you got to drive off the track in order to get around somebody. He does finally allow me to get around him or on this right-hand side. I was going to plan to pinch him out to the right, whether he was going to give me the position or not, to allow me to be able to get around him. That way we weren't battling through these S's here. And he did a good job to let off and allow me to go past him, which is probably good racecraft, but me trying to pinch him out is probably a little bit of a dirty move. Either way, we get it around this last corner before coming into Sunset. We get a good run off of here, and as we saw, Joshua got a little slide, so we're hoping to try to capitalize on this position. Joshua does a good job to keep his speed up coming into Sunset, though, on lap 1, and he manages to hold this position. We're going to try and cut on the inside here to get a faster run out, which doesn't really benefit us in this race sense, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of yapping at this point. We're going to try and go on to Joshua's inside here to be able to get around him. We're going to hold a very tight line against the wall. He just doesn't give a shit and crushes down and stops our move. I saw him out of my third monitor, so I let off the gas, as you saw in the telemetry there on the bottom left. Either way, we got around the corner. We are going to go through these S's with a little bit of a gap behind us to Gabriel, which gives us a little sense of security that we don't have to push too hard through there, especially coming up into this hairpin. We don't want to be worrying about trying to defend a line, because as you'll see coming up here, people are going to do some crazy moves. And if you're me, you're worried about those crazy moves. And as Joshua in front he got a little worried about Gabriel behind, and that allowed us to send it to the inside of him as he got a little loose coming into the hairpin. So I don't want that mentality going into the hairpin that I have to worry about somebody running into the bottom side of me. But we went ahead and got past Joshua into this right-hander here. We didn't allow him to crunch down on the inside of that, which allows us to get past him. So it was a good move, clean move. Joshua, I'm not sure if he is part of the Pole Sim Racing, but I know we were in the voice chat in Pole Sim Racing Garage while we were racing this race, and we were having a little talk back and forth. But I'm not 100% sure if he is, and if he is, he's a hell of a racer. He's very fast, very clean. Coming up into this hairpin on lap number 5, I am going to do exactly what I was scared of. I dropped my gear going into the corner and spun it around. Luckily, there was nobody too close behind us, but we're going to jump into Zhao here into his POV. He is going to race us. He does a very clean job of not full sending into the side of the car here. I saw him on the relative and in my mirror going for the inside line. I was hoping that he wasn't going to full send it, and he did not, which was good. So we maintained our position here, so we didn't have to worry about anything coming into this quick right-hander here. He played it off very smooth and got out of it and didn't allow himself to overdrive the car and cause issues for him or I. As we are sitting in the middle of the pack right now, we might as well all race together. Once again, we are coming up into this hairpin on lap number 9, and the hairpin can be somewhere where you can capitalize on positions because people are overdriving their cars, like I said, not to do. And this is one of those scenarios where he overdrives his car, Gabriel, as well as Kyle and Julian getting into a little scuff into the hairpin, which allows us to pick up that spot from Kyle. We are going to come around and we are going to race Gabriel for this position, send it to his inside. We get a little bit crazy and we send it out a little wide on it by accident. Luckily, he got out of it soon enough that he didn't run into the back of us, causing a 4X. But coming around this fast right-hander, we are going to get a little crazy, slide out a little bit, have to drop down to second gear. Coming through the hairpin here, Gabriel is going to get quite a run on us coming through this. We're going to jump on screen with him. He manages to stay right behind us. I'm going to defend this line very tight on the inside, so he's going to send it to our outside. The way to race this corner is obviously keep the inside because he's got to get a run on the outside, which is very, very hard coming through. I mean, anywhere on Sebring's hard on the outside because of how bumpy it is. But so we maintained that position coming up into the S's here, and that is exactly what we wanted. Coming into the hairpin, same lap number 10. Kyle is going to pull a move on Gabriel. I see this in my mirror, and I'm about shitting bricks because if Kyle misses his braking point there, I am dead because I run such a wide line through there to try to get a run out of the corner. Either way, we are going up into the final S's on lap number 10. I can see in our relative, they're all very close. I'm kind of watching them close to figure out what they're doing, and Kyle sends it on the inside of Gabriel. Very nice moves up into fourth gear, drops down into third to get it around that corner, and puts Gabriel behind him. Gabriel and him are going to be going down the front, or down the back stretch, a tenth apart, though. So it's pretty crazy. We are right on Sam Dixon here. And I know at this point, I told Sam, this is lap number 12, I told Sam just to run his car. He's overdriving it a little bit. Just run it. I wasn't going to push him. And he gets a little bit of snap oversteer. Splits between me and Kyle. And I had my life flash before my eyes there. That is like the perfect scenario that you could run into going around that where he splits two cars. But at that point, I had told Sam, just drive your car. I'm not going to try and push you into the last lap. Let's just get our positions that we have now. And unfortunately, he overdrove the car a little bit, like I said, and he got a little snap oversteer, and that kind of ended his race. He went from P9, I think, all the way down to the bottom of the pack. On this last lap, we were just going to watch Arias and Julian race here. They were battling the entire time. I, behind them, was thinking if they were going to drive crazy, I was going to be able to pick up a couple positions. And as you can see here, they're door bumping. I don't know what Arias is doing. I don't know if he's trying to pinch him to the inside to get Gabriel to push out. That way he could cut him on the inside. I'm not 100% sure what the plan there was, but they were definitely doing some door bumping, and that was what was cueing me that, hey, if you're careful enough, you might be able to pick up a position or two here. And they're going to come through the S's within a tenth, not even a tenth. They are literally running the same exact speed coming through these S's. So they were doing some crazy good close racing. I don't have the confidence on my brakes to be in somebody's bumper going right into a braking zone. And Julian sends it, or Arias sends it on Julian's inside here, coming into the fast right-hander before sunset, and gets the move done. He squirrels inside, trying to defend the line coming into sunset, which is the smart way to do it. We kick out, hoping that maybe we can get a run to go on the inside. As you see here, we see Julian's pushing out left. We try to cut in on the inside. He gets on gas before we do. I'm not going to be able to pick up that position, but at the end of a race, coming into the final corner like that is insane, and that is what makes racing absolutely fun, and it's going to be different every single time that you race. That's the end of race number 2. Let's take a look at the results. Looking at the race results here, we did go ahead and gain a 23 safety rating. Let's fucking go. And we gained a 52 I rating. That puts us at 2,900. Above 2,900. That means 3,000 is coming up, fellas. We'll look down here. We started P15, finished P9. Right behind Julian, I believe, if I'm reading that right. I'm a ways away from the screen, so I honestly couldn't tell you. But either way, that was a very successful race. This week was very fun. Sebring can be good, it can be bad, it can be ugly, and it can be very racy. And the very racy races are fun as hell to race. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.